A woman who was in her 50s and had never been married was determined to find a husband no matter what it took or how long she had to wait. She never gave up hope of eventually finding a husband. One day she was at her kitchen window and saw a rather handsome man in the corner of her backyard digging a hole. Taking a quick moment to spruce up in front of the hallway mirror, she casually walked out of her back door and approached the stranger. "Excuse me," she said. "I couldn't help noticing what a handsome man you are, and I just wondered what you're doing in my backyard." "I live in that house over there," he said, pointing to a house on the street that ran behind hers. "I just murdered my wife, cut her into small pieces, put her in a garbage bag, and I'm burying her in your backyard." "Oh," she said, "so you're single?" Hope is something we all need in life. From where do we derive our hope? Is it something innate within the human consciousness? This optimistic view is expressed in Alexander Pope's poem Essay on Man. "Hope springs eternal," he wrote, "in every human breast." But have you ever felt as if you were facing a circumstance for which there is no hope? That the only option is just simply to give up? The people for whom my heart has been broken the most during my years of pastoral ministry were those who had lost all hope. Despair, which is the absence of hope, is like a human cancer to the human psyche. The words, "no hope," are certainly among the most tragic words that can ever be spoken. The doctor says the dreaded words, "You have advanced cancer and there's no hope." Your spouse announces that the marriage is over and there's no hope. When you've given not just your best, but all that you've got to give to save a failing business, and the creditors say, "I'm sorry, there's no hope." When all your dreams and your aspirations fade like snow under a blazing sun, that's when deep depression, anxiety, and anguish run unchecked. Is there a source of hope that is derived from outside ourselves? Asked another way, is there a hope from God for those who have lost hope? Paul reminds the followers of Christ in the Ephesian letter, chapter 2 and verse 12, "Remember that at one time," he wrote, "you were separate from Christ, without hope." Do you hear the dramatic contrast that Paul is making? He is suggesting that hope does not necessarily arise from within ourselves, nor is it dependent upon our circumstances. He is declaring that the difference between those who have no hope and those who have hope is Christ. For those who are as ancient as I am, you may remember singer Peggy Lee's song titled, "Is That All There Is?"
Is that all there is?
Throughout the song, Peggy Lee highlights several important life experiences, including death itself, and is left disappointed by every one of them. And so in the chorus, she sings these lyrics, "Is that all there is? Is that all there is?" If that's all there is, my friends, then let's just keep dancing. Let's break out the booze. Let's have a ball, if that's all there is. In more modern times, this view is given intellectual respectability in the existential nihilism associated with the French philosophers Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus and others who have posited that, in their words, life has no intrinsic meaning or value. So, are Peggy Lee, Sartre, Camus, are they right? If so, then there really is no hope. But the gospel offers another option. The Bible asserts what Paul has already written to the Ephesians when he writes to the Colossians these words, "Christ in you is the hope of glory." The gospel gives us an unshakable hope of a life that extends beyond the vicissitudes of this life. It is an assured hope of eternal life. For those of you who may be in a situation where you've lost all hope, have you thought about the possibility that Christ can restore hope? A hope that is not momentary, but eternal. That's something to consider.